In this short video, we'll focus on how to use process mining to help identify and investigate where incidents are caused by changes. We'll also flip the script a little bit and take it from the change perspective and understand where and which changes are causing incidents. So the first thing we'll do in this scenario is look at a project that we either have existing or even a new one that specifically is looking at the incident table. We can see that here in our set objectives. Next thing we'll do is go into our scope and the analysis, and we'll simply use our filter conditions in terms of scoping and add a new condition to help identify those incidents that have been caused by changes. Notice here I already have a few filters set up specifically for my active is false, showing me incidents that are already closed, as well as examples of channels that I care or that is not included in this analysis. So what I'm going to do now is simply just add a new filter. I'll hit and because we want to include this as well. And we'll simply start searching for the caused by change. In this case, all I care about here that exists, that's been flagged as such. So I will say that is not empty. First thing I'll do when I do that is see, well, how many records or incidents do we have that? And we can check that right from here. And I notice I have 769 of them available. I'll hit save. It reminds me that I need to reanalyze this project. Perhaps it's one I've already had built. In the second scenario, it could be one where you've analyzed all of your incidents perhaps for the last quarter or last month. But I also want to start looking and focusing on just those incidents caused by change. And I can still do that even though I'm looking at all 22,000 of my incidents over the last few months. We can do that very easily from our advanced filters and specifically our condition filters, which are in the lower left-hand side. So similarly, like we showed earlier, we're going to use a condition filter that looks for and focuses on my changes. So let's search on change, and there's the same attribute caused by change. I'll do the same thing, is not empty. Hit apply. And it'll bring me to a subset of those 22,000 records that are identify specifically the 229 incidents that have been caused by a change. So a pro tip here, if you want to save this view, and that's easily done, is from our filter sets. And you can save this, and you can see an example of that right from here. You can save this and say, these are all caused by change. And you can come to this view very, very simply. Now we're going to take a different perspective. As a change owner, I need to also understand where the changes that we manage are causing incidents, and we can do that as well. In this scenario, I've built a process mine project that focuses on the change request. We'll do something very similar here where we look into the scope your analysis. We'll leverage again the condition filters to help us identify those changes that are in fact causing incidents. In this scenario, we'll use the related list condition, which is another feature within your filters to allow us to identify those. We'll click on that related list condition, and what we're going to do here is hit the select button here and search for the caused by and we have that incident caused by change. Right? So this is the one we want in this scenario. We'll select that. The one last thing we need to do is increase that greater than or equal to, because right now it's not going to identify any of them. We need to have at least one per change. So in this scenario, we're going to see is every change that has at least one incident associated with it. In this case, we have 66 of them. So now we've identified all of our closed, in this scenario, closed change request, also with a related incident that had been caused by those changes. We'll hit save. And that's all we need to do in order to identify that those changes that also have associated incidents that have been caused by them. Before we end this session, I did want to share additional resources that everyone has for process mining. And these are QR codes you can use to get access to them, whether it be the process mining community, the academy sessions, and the content that we've published every month via webinars and recordings, as well as use case series, these short videos like this one for access. So lots of different great resources. Please use these. You can screenshot this and save this and get access to these very, very quickly. Thank you.